there. Welcome to another edition of Paper Plate Craft and Storytime. I'm Miss Barbara from the Huntington Beach Library, and just as you are practicing social distancing and staying at home, so am I. But just because we're at home doesn't mean we can't have fun and we can't be creative. And since currently you cannot come to the library, we are bringing the library to you. A pictorial of today's craft will also be posted on our website on Kids Corner and on the Friends of the Children's Library of Huntington Beach Facebook page. But before I tell you what today's craft is, let me do a draw and tell a story, and let's see if you can guess what it is. This is called Wilbur and Wilma. Once upon a time there was a bird named Wilbur. And here he is. Let me draw his beaks. And he lived up on a cliff. And Wilbur was very lonely. So every day he would sing a song. Tweet, 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 tweet. He even built a great big nest, hoping to attract a lady friend. And every day, you can join with me, he'd sing tweet, 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 tweet. Well, one day, a female bird named Wilma came by. And she said, I just love your singing. I would like to stay with you. And so they were very, very happy. One day, when they were out looking for worms together, they came back, and inside the nest that Wilbur had built was an egg. Well, they didn't know where the egg was from, but they didn't care. They were going to love it and raise it as their very own, and each day they would practice staying on the egg and keeping the egg warm. And one day, there was a big storm. Now, can you make a big storm? Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And the egg fell out of the nest and landed on the ground far below the cliff. Oh no! And when they looked, they could see there was a great big crack in the egg. Oh no, said Wilbur. Oh no, said Wilma. Our poor egg! Luckily, there were a couple trees down there. So they flew down to the trees and they looked at their egg and they saw it started to wiggle and they saw it started to rock and they looked and there was a hole and something came out of the hole. Their egg was hatching, and when they saw what hatched out of their egg, they couldn't believe it. It was a bouncing baby dinosaur. But they didn't care. It was their baby and they were going to love it forever, which they did. And that's exactly what type of craft we're going to be making today. We are going to be making paper plate dinosaurs. So this craft takes 2 paper plates. Let me show you this is what it looks like. It actually stands up, so you can make it so it stands up. And I did another one, I got a little creative. So if you get newspapers at home or you get those grocery ads every week, and you like to decorate your dinosaur with grocery ads and make a collage, you can do that as a way to decorate your dinosaur. But to get us in the mood to make our dinosaurs, I thought I'd read some dinosaur stories. My first one is called Roarosaurus. It is a pop-up book by John Patience, and you get to help me roar because there's a lot of roaring in this story. The sun rose high in the sky in prehistoric valley. And even though he was very small, there lived a dinosaur called the Roarosaurus. Now, on the count of 3, can you roar? 1, 2, 3. Roar! His roar was very, very loud, and he loved to roar. He deafened the Coelosaurus. He'd go behind her, and he would give, now on the count of 3, give me a great big roar. 1, 2, 3, roar! And there's the Coelosaurus running as fast as she can from the little baby Roarosaurus who's roaring his head off. That's what he would do all day long, was roar. He went behind the Sleepiosaurus, and what did he do? He roared on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, roar! This was very annoying to the other dinosaurs, as you can imagine. If there's only a way they could make the Roarosaurus stop, they would try to tell him, but nothing worked. And even though they didn't like his big roar, they liked the Roarosaurus. One day, the sky was suddenly lit by a erupting volcano. All the dinosaurs started running. They could hear the Rorosaurus roaring. Roar! Roar! But his roars got fainter and fainter and fainter until they could hardly hear the Rorosaurus at all. The next morning, they woke up, and the forest was filled with the saddest sound you can imagine. It was the sound of the Rorosaurus crying. It went, roar, roar. They came down to a deep hole in the ground, and trapped inside was the baby Rorosaurus. I tried roaring and roaring and roaring, and nobody would help me. And the dinosaur said, well, that's because you roar all the time. We didn't know you were in trouble. And the Talosaurus bent down his neck, and the little baby Rorosaurus was able to climb up out of the hill. Maybe you've learned your lesson, said the other dinosaurs. That night, the prehistoric valley was quiet and still, and all the dinosaurs settled down for a good night's sleep. That's all except the Rorosaurus. He drew a deep breath and he, what did he do on the count of three? 1, 2, 3, roared, roar! Because after all, he was a Rorosaurus. And that is the story of the Rorosaurus. Now I have another dinosaur story. This is actually a song. This is by Lori Berkner, and she actually has a YouTube video where she sings her song. She also wrote a book based on her song called We Are the Dinosaurs, illustrated by Ben Clayton. And I'll try to sing this song. Here is Lori Berkner right there. And so this is based on her song, We Are the Dinosaurs. All right, I'll try to sing it the best I can. All right, here we go. We are the dinosaurs, marching, marching. We are the dinosaurs. What do you think of that? We are the dinosaurs, marching, marching. We are the dinosaurs. We make the earth flat. We make the earth flat. What do they do next? We stop to eat our food when we're in the mood. We stop to eat our food on the ground. Looks like these dinosaurs are having a picnic. We stop to eat our food when we're in the mood. We stop to eat our food and then we march around. Here comes the chorus. You can get your stomping feet ready if you want to, because we are the dinosaurs, marching, marching. We are the dinosaurs. What do you think of that? We are the dinosaurs, marching, marching. We are the dinosaurs. We make the earth flat. We make the earth flat. We stop and take a rest when we're in our nest. We stop and take a rest at the end of the day. We stop and take a rest when we're in our nest. We stop and take a rest, and then you hear us say. Looks like it's rumbling in the cave. Get ready for the chorus because we're going to march again. Here we go. We are the dinosaurs, marching, marching. We are the dinosaurs. What do you think of that? Now we're going to sing it really fast. We are the dinosaurs, marching, marching. We are the dinosaurs. We make the floor flat. We make the earth flat. There they are. They're back with their parents. And then what do they do at the very end? Roar. Can you give me a roar? 1, 2, 3. Roar. Because we are the dinosaurs. Roar. And that is We Are the Dinosaurs. Getting ready for our craft we'll be making today with our 2 paper plates. Before we make our craft, I thought I would show you something of interest. Another way you can decorate your dinosaur, if you'd like to make your dinosaur purple and black. Some of you may know who this is. Some of you may not know who this is. This is my toy from when I was a little girl. It's over 50 years old. This is Dino the dinosaur from the Flintstones. And Dino is purple and black. So if you'd like to make your paper plate look like this, purple and black, you can do that too. So now get your paper plates ready, and we're going to be making a paper plate dinosaur. And the first part's really, really easy. We're going to take the first paper plate, we're going to fold it in half. This is your body. Fold it in half. Now, I have to recommend that before if you were doing this at home, to decorate it first. It's so much easier to decorate it before you put it together. It gets a little harder after you put it together. So, decorate your plate. This is going to be your body. And then if you want to, you can put a staple up here on the very top. We'll go ahead and we'll do that. Little staple up here. You can use tape, but staple holds it together a little bit better. This is your body. It's done. All right. This is a little bit trickier. We're going to make the tail, the head, and the legs. And for this, we're going to use some scissors and some Scotch tape. Folding the plate in half, I always fold it in half because it makes it a little bit easier. And we're going to cut, I call this the rim. The rigid part, that's the rim of your plate. We're going to cut the rim out. First, we're going to cut the paper plate in half. So I got my scissors. We're going to cut the paper plate in half. Cutting on the fold. All right, here's one half. I'm going to cut out the rim and save the middle. The middle is going to become your leg. We're going to put this aside. We'll come back to this part. All right, this is going to become the head. So what you're going to do is you want to round this part up here to make it look more like a dinosaur head. Now, if you can draw it out with pencil so you can see what you're doing, or you can just do it freehand. I'm going to do mine freehand. I'm going to cut up a little, make a little indentation up here. I'm kind of just cutting the corners off on the edge of the plate so it looks more like a dinosaur head and less like a plate. All right, that's it. Wasn't that easy? Here's your dinosaur head. Now, once again, I recommend coloring it and putting the eyes on, and then we're going to put it into our dinosaur body. I'll show you how to do that. All right, see, we didn't staple this part yet because you're going to be sticking the head in there. And you can decide, you want your dinosaur head real low, you want your dinosaur head high, and then you can staple it. All right, we've got our dinosaur head. Now we need to make the dinosaur tail. Other half of the paper plate, going to cut out the middle again. That's this part right here, cutting the middle away from the edge. Watch me as I do that. This is going to become your leg. This is going to become your tail. So the dinosaur's tail is pointed at the end. So we're just going to cut like a triangle to make it pointy. See? Told you, this is a pretty simple, this isn't a real hard craft to do. Now you want to decorate your tail. Get your dinosaur body. After you've decorated, you can decide, you want your tail up high, you want your tail down low, you want it sticking out straight like this. I'm going to have mine come like this. He's a big dinosaur. All right. There we go. So we've got the tail, and you can keep shaping it too. We've got the tail and the head of our dinosaur. There you go. So you can see the whole thing. Now, this is kind of the tricky part. You can also do this with toilet paper rolls, but I didn't have any. It's hard to get toilet paper right now anyway. So you can use this as your paper plate. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make this into a rectangle. Now, if you had ruler, you could draw it nice straight lines, but I'm just going to do it freehand. I'm going to wing it and do it freehand. So I'm cutting off the round part, and this part of the paper plate, we're going to just throw that away. Cutting out the rounded part here. All right. But we still not straight there, so we're going to cut that off so it's pretty straight. All right. This is the leg. And then You can staple it or tape it. I think because it's not real big, I'm just going to tape it. You can just tape it shut. Now remember, I always recommend doing it first, decorating it first, and then taping it. See, I've taped it, and now, here we go. I've got one leg. We're going to do the same thing with the other. We just cut it right here. Cut off the corner right here. We're just going to straighten out the edge here. And tape it. Take it right here. Decorate it first and then tape it. It's always easier to decorate first and then put it together. Much harder to do after you've already done it. Now we're going to come to the tricky part. Now this is a little tricky. This is a little bit trickier. All right, we're going to take our, to make it so it can stand up. You want to take your leg, wherever you're going to put your leg, and you're going to mark it on your dinosaur. I'll try to show you how I'm doing this. So I hold it here, and I'm now going to mark it. Now why did I put little marks? See, I put little marks there? Because I'm going to cut slits in here. So I match it up to the leg. I matched it up here. So when I finally cut, it will fit. Now watch. And this is how you do it. It's not that hard. The slits aren't very big. You can see I didn't make much of a slit. I'm going to cut a little slit here. And, you know, if you need to make it bigger, you can make it bigger. So you can see, I'm going to give a sample right here. See how it's a little bit of a slit right here? Now I can take the leg and I can put each end of the leg into the slit. Ta-da! And you can see it stays. And we're going to do that with the other side too. So right here, you just kind of measure it with your crayon or a pencil. It's harder to do when you're holding it up. So let me just show you the sample that I already did here. And you can see I've done slits on both sides. And I've put the legs in both slits. And now I have a paper plate dinosaur that will stand up. And as I said, you can decorate it. You can make it purple and black like Dino. Or you could use magazine, newspaper if you have newspaper. You can paint it. You can color it. You can glue buttons on it. You can make your dinosaur any way you like. And you now have your prehistoric dinosaurs that you can have march around the house. So thank you for watching today's story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay back next week, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.